HBCU Overdrive is proudly sponsored by WeWorkForEverything.org. At WeWorkForEverything.org, this is for those who are trying to build for a dream. With their latest hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and accessories and more, you can have it all here at a reasonable price. Black owned and operated out of the great state of New York. Like I said, get suited and booted. Check it out at WeWorkForEverything.org. Peace.
You don't need to look at that. I think today's athlete now has grown up with that type of feedback, that type of individual coaching, and it really is a security blanket for a lot of them. They want to see what they missed or what could have been there or things like that. So I'm not one of those guys that's pounding my fist going.
Let's go. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Trying to fix up some stuff. Y'all have to excuse me. Y'all can hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, we good. We're good. All right, let's start this back over again. It's your boy Doc Holiday. We're back with another HBCU tonight in conjunction with HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Get all your notifications to get everything HBCU Overdrive. And as always, you know how we do. We do this like church. Get these announcements out. Get them on out the way, y'all. But as always, make sure you become a subscriber. All you have to do is just hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. And that's HBCU Overdrive with Doc Holiday on the YouTube. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at HBCU_Overdrive on both platforms. And you can also hit me up on Facebook at under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. So you can follow me on there. As always, again, you can become an exclusive family member. You can become one of the family members. All you gotta do is just hit the join button on the outside of the chat. Basically, all you do, you pick one, just come out, but it's all good for a good cause. And also, if you look at the bottom on the screen, make sure you check out the bottom of the screen on the ticker. You can send in donations through Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. We do have the initiative again going down to Tallahassee. Make sure we try to pay for gas and food. You can also, like I said, you can send it through Cash App or HBCU Overdrive or David E. Smith 30@gmail.com for Zelle, or on Cash App at David Smith 1925. Anytime you do a donation through those platforms, it goes towards initiatives, go towards equipment, and go towards travel. Does not go towards the pocket, and that's why I'm trying to get all my words out right here. And if you don't want to use that, you can always use the super chat. The super chat is friendly. The super chat is fun. You can put a message in there in the super chat. But anytime you do make a donation, I will shout you out on the channel and let everybody know, hey, you are being loved and you are welcome here. Also, last but not least, we got birthdays coming up. This is November the 15th. It is halfway through the month of November, and I cannot believe it. We are close to the end of the year. We are close to the end of the year, and it's crazy because I never would have thought that this platform would be this close to the end of the year. But if anybody got birthdays, November 15th, if I'm not on here this weekend, shout out to my bro, my bro who got my god kids, Jamie and Phillips. He's going to be in his late 30s. Well, I think he would be 36, 37 this year and next week. Shout out to a couple other people who are having birthdays coming up also. But oh yeah, Dr. D was November the 10th. Meant to tell him happy birthday, sir. I appreciate everything that you have done for me and for this platform. And it is truly appreciated. But but look, we here, you know why we here. Y'all see the title. The pink slips came early today. I mean this week. Pink slips came early, but if you really think about it, the pink slips came early for a couple of coaches early in the season. Now I wouldn't say a pink slip came for Buddy Pugh because he decided that he's going to actually step down and retire at the end of the season. So we do have some job openings that we need to talk about, but there is one job opening that we surely need to talk about, and that is Southern University. So let me get this going on right here. But anyway, but with that being said, like I said, pink slips have been handed out left and right. The pink slips have been issued. Notice of termination. I'm just saying. I'll just put it out there like that for everybody. Look, we it's just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there, y'all. I'm just putting it out there. These are the ones that's getting the pink slip. To be honest with you, I really can't say who is going to be a head coach, who is next on the list. I know if Mr. Ford is in here, I know he's gonna tell me to drop the link, not the link, but the link. So we're gonna go ahead and drop this link for Mr. Ford when he come on, so we can get some dialogue going on over here. But there have been pink slips being issued this week. Like I said, most notably, Southern University. Now he is out Eric Dooley is out at Southern. Dr. D, I cannot blame Mr. Ford on this, but I'm going to give him somewhat. I'm gonna give him somewhat of the credit because he wanted all. You gotta realize, Mr. Ford wanted the whole SWAC West gone, and I don't think we were going to get that done. Hugh Jackson is solidified right now with Grambling. Also, you have Bubba McDowell is has a stronghold at Prairie View, and also you have two new, you have a brand new head coach in Alonzo Hampton over at Pine Bluff. But in the West, you got Southern, you got Texas Southern, and let's see, at Alcorn, because remember there was reports that Alcorn did not Big Mac they did not extend Fred McNair's contract at Alcorn, so don't know what's going to happen. We shall see if he gets into the title game, if not. It all depends. It all depends. It all depends on what he on what's going on with in at that particular university. I'm sorry, y'all. Mr. Jones, it was a tumultuous week. I don't think it was a tumultuous week. I just feel like it was more of listen to the people that you listen to the people that you're supposed to serve, and because you're trying to put a product out there on the field where you know it has to be good. The product has to be good. It's just like dope. The product got to be good. It has to be good. And you got to put it out there on the field. And if it ain't good, somebody gonna tell you about it. So these is, from hearing hearing what was going on with the situation while Dooley was at Southern. It was word that Dooley didn't listen to listen to upper management, i.e., the athletic director. He didn't listen to the upper management, and so it was some things that he was supposed to do. For one, he was supposed to change our quarterbacks. They didn't want him to go with Harold Blood. They wanted him to go with Noah Biden, who transferred in from Grambling. They felt like Bowden was the actual signal caller for the future instead of Harold Blood. Instead of doing that, he goes with Harold Blood. Second of all, he was supposed to give up play calling. He was supposed to give up play calling duties. He's supposed to give it to his offensive coordinator. Now, hold on. God, Southern has never won a Celebration Bowl. Southern ain't never been to a Celebration Bowl. So basically, so Deputy Mario, in a sense, I think what it is that AD Banks wanted Dooley to just be more of a CEO type coach. He wanted him to actually kind of just be the figurehead of the football team. He didn't want him to be. He didn't want him to do play calling. He didn't want him to do anything like that, other than situational football. When it comes to situational football, then that's when you put your coaching hat on and say, "Hey, okay, we're going to go ahead and, we got it's third down and 2. What do we need to do right here?" That's what's going to happen. So his job was already on the line in a sense prior to last season. His job was on the line prior to last season. And remember what happened last season. Yeah, there you go, Veronica. You hear? All right, you hear. So Dooley was already on the hot seat from last season. And the reason why we say he was on the hot seat from last season was because of the fact that in that championship game, when your quarterback is so ineffective that you are too stubborn enough to put your backup kid who is more capable of scoring points for your team. And that was the reason why, that was the issue. His thing was, look, you're just the figurehead of the coach. We don't need you to do anything else. We just need you to coach the team. We don't need you to call the plays for the team. We just need you to be a CEO type person and do situational coaching. Let the other coaches do the job. You got an offensive coordinator, let him do his job. You got a defensive coordinator, let him do his job. You got special teams, you got all these position coaches, let them do their job. It's not your job to be head coach, play caller, and the overseer all at once. You basically what he was trying to say was pick a side. Pick what you want to do. We're not trying to go through this again. Don't get me wrong. You did get into the SWAC championship game last season, but you got it on a default because everybody else lost in the division except for y'all. But in a sense, you were already in behind the 8 ball. You're already behind the 8 ball when you made Harold Blood your quarterback. They wanted Noah Bowden. Ain't no reason why Noah Bowden goes from Grambling to Southern and get coached up by Willie Totten, who's pretty much one of the greatest coaches, not greatest coaches, but greatest quarterbacks in HBCU football history. All right. Let's go, Lady Tigers. Yeah. Well, Ms. Veronica talking about, let's talk about how he got to the SWAC championship because PV lost. So it wasn't because he flat out was the front runner. No, it wasn't flat out he was the front runner. PV lost at the end. Texas Southern lost at the end. Grambling was already eliminated. Pine Bluff was a no-show. And that left Southern and Alcorn was eliminated at Soul Bowl last year. That left Southern as the de facto division champ. So of course they backdoored themselves into the SWAC championship game. All right, Mr. Boyd, make sure you got your headphones on.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got them on.
All right. Let's go. So, we talking about Southern. It was some things that Rama Banks said that they wanted Dooley to do this year. That what was different from last year. Go ahead.
Now, Doc, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about Dooley because Dooley's history. What I want to talk about is the fact that this is a watershed moment for the SWAC. And are we gonna go out and get championship coaches? Now, here's the other thing. I read an article today. Well, let's go back 2 days. I read an article the day before yesterday. They said that Coach McKinney was out. Then I read an article today. Kevin Granger said they're gonna make the decision after Thanksgiving. Did I read that right?
Yes, you did read that right. But the thing is, and you know, I got it from my reputable source, is the fact that with McKinney, and we're gonna go back to Southern this Dooley situation too. But we're gonna slide on to McKinney. So Texas Southern gonna part ways with McKinney, Clarence McKinney. I'm being honest with you. If you are a head coach that's 12-34 in the 5 years that you've been a head coach, you have not won a SWAC West game against Grambling. You have lost to Prairie View 5 years straight. The only wins I would say is you have one against Southern, you have one against Alcorn. Okay,
right.
I would say that, but 12-34, and not only that, this season alone, you put your quarterback out there who you knew, in a sense, you knew that he was not 100% healthy. You put him out there against Prairie View. Once you knew he was not healthy, the mindset of it was you need to hit your wagon on Jason Wilson. Like, it was already the debacle from the beginning with Texas Southern.
Well, now let me ask again. So, is he fired or is he still the coach, or what's going on? Has he been terminated?
Well, he's not terminated because his contract expires in December 15th.
Okay.
So, and that's the last day and that's really the last day of school for the fall semester.
Okay.
So like 12, like realize this: 12-34 as a head coach, right? Your main rival, which is 50 miles north, in northwest in Prairie View, you have not beaten them since you became the head coach.
Right.
Had not beaten them in 5 years. Had not beaten Grambling since you became head coach. Like I said, now he has beaten Southern. He has beaten
beat Southern twice, didn't he?
Beat Southern twice. He has beat one against Alcorn. He won Alcorn this past weekend.
Yeah.
But those 2 games, and not trying to put, to me, I just feel like also not trying to put a foothold onto the program when it comes to recruiting. You know, because your best recruit that you had got was an unknown, and we don't even know if he gonna be back there, back at TSU for next year. And that's
let me ask you this: do you feel that little Darius Owen kid is the best offensive player in the SWAC? Do you think he should get that SWAC Offensive Player of the Year?
Yep.
Because I do too. I think he's. I think now I know a lot of people is gonna go for Musa down at FAMU, but this little Darius Owen guy, man, this cat didn't he run for over 1,000?
Yep. He ran for over 1,000. And he could have ran for 1,000 last year if he wasn't really nicked up like that. But they was kind of evenly distributed on the ball between him and Ja'Cory Howard, and then Andrew Body was running the ball too. But he could have ran for at least 1,000 yards last season too. So, and then now also with that, he's the all-time leading rusher for the school now. So
now, how many years of eligibility he has left?
He's done after this season.
So this was his senior year.
Yep.
You think he'll get a shot at the NFL?
We was talking about this. Me and Blue was talking about this. He'd probably be an undrafted free agent.
Right. So you think what you think? USFL or what's that other thing? But they're combined now, right?
They're probably gonna be they're merging. But
Right.
if he probably go to that league or he'll go to the NFL, and if I was him, I would be on that special teams.
What did I hear something today about Kevin Sumlin might be coming to Texas Southern?
Man, that man do not need to come back. He don't need to be at TSU.
Okay, so that's just somebody throwing something.
You just throwing it out, but he ain't black enough to be at Texas Southern. I ain't trying to say that, but I'm just saying.
Is he in the USF? Where is he now?
Something was with Maryland.
He's on Maryland?
He's on Mike Locklear's staff.
Oh, okay. Because I think the last time I heard, was he in the USFL? Or the XFL?
I wouldn't even know.
Okay, so he's at Maryland. Okay.
Yeah, he's at Maryland.
He's at Maryland. Okay.
Yeah, so
you heard anybody? Who are the candidates you hearing for Texas Southern?
I haven't heard any candidates for Texas Southern, but I kind of put three people. I try to put three people up there that's in the state of Texas. That's all in the DFW area, and they're on the high school level. Well, I'd rather go for somebody that's on the high school level, that's an actual head coach, but can actually get the job done and that knows the state of Texas better than anybody else. And not saying that Clarence McKinney don't know the state of Texas because he had coached at Jack Yates High School, which is around the corner from Texas Southern. It was just the fact that I think with these coaches, they bring a name with them and a winning pedigree with them. And the three names that I got, Jess. My three names that I got. Two of them in the same district. That would be the Stuttos head coach, Claude Mathis. Now he has experience because he was on the staff at SMU for a minute.
Right.
He knows the state of Texas. He knows the DFW area better than a lot of folks do know. That coaching in Texas. And he knows the area of East Texas because he also coached at Marshall, where he left out from DeSoto. From SMU. Now, another coach, Jeff and Mr. Ford, I will tell you about is Jason Todd. Jason Todd is the head coach at South Oak Cliff High School. That is 5A Division II. He has won the last two state championships in that division the last 2 years. He does have a winning pedigree. He has sent kids to Division I colleges and on the football level. His last graduated class, he sent 21 kids to D1 to D2, whatever division they in. He sent them. He got them there, and they're making a name for themselves. He knows the area of Dallas. He actually, in fact, Mr. Ford, he actually played at Texas Southern before.
And what's his name again?
Jason Todd.
Okay, you don't know what years he was at Texas Southern.
He was there in the 90s. He was there because he's a little bit older than me.
He played for Highsmith. He played for Walter Highsmith. Did he play with Michael Strahan?
I think he played his freshman year with Michael Strahan because he came out. I think he came out of Lincoln in 1991 or 1990 or something like that. So he's a little bit older than me. So yeah, I would say Coach Todd. Like I said, he knows he knows Texas Southern. He knows the history about Texas Southern, but he also knows how to get kids and motivate the kids. And he just got a swagger upon with himself that like I don't think nobody else can match other than Dooley as far as with suits, but when it comes down to it, when it comes to the swagger, I don't think nobody else had that swagger like that, like Jason Todd. And they're on the road right now to try to go for state title number 3. So this will be the first time. And you talk about a man that's taking the school with less resources. So he knows what's going on. He knows how to maneuver through that. Taking a man with a high school that has less resources. For one, they won the first championship in the city of Dallas since 1950. It's been a long time, and that was the Sunset team that won last time. And then, of course, you would say Carter but they took that away. And then to go back and repeat again with the same issue that he had before, I think he can actually do something with this team, and the main thing you want to do is try to keep Andrew there at school. That's the main.
Wait a minute. You believe that Body coming back to Texas Southern?
I think he'll go back to Texas Southern. Okay, so Mr. Campbell said he went to Texas Southern at 95 to 2000. So yeah, I know he was a little bit older than me. But he wasn't there with straight hand. He was 95 to 2000. Ooh. Who was the coach there at the time?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. Who was the coach there?
Mr. Campbell, who was the coach at TSU around that time?
Because that was after Highsmith, I think. Because Highsmith left FAM and went out there. He had straight hand. Kevin, whatever was his name, Kevin Harris. He was a big defensive end.
Mm-hmm. So how much would Texas Southern be willing to pay Jason Todd? Probably more than what DISD is paying them right now.
Oh yeah, Texas Southern got what, 13 million or 12 million they spent on sports.
Yeah, it's more.
They're paying over $300,000 a year. Ain't it?
It's more than what DISD is paying him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can get him if they want. I don't know what I don't know if Texas Southern even have a commitment to football. I know they basketball now.
It said Willie Thomas was the head coach at Texas Southern at the time.
Yeah, I know Willie's deceased. Willie went to Tennessee State. He was from Jacksonville. He played under Big John Merritt at Tennessee State. I remember Willie. Yeah. Matter of fact, he took over when Big John Merritt died in '83. He took over after Big John died.
Right.
Yeah, I remember Willie Thomas.
And then my last coach I'm gonna put out there, and it's a stretch. It's a stretch. We in here in Dallas, we call him the Godfather. He is the Godfather of high school football in the state of Texas, and that man we talking about is Reginald Sample. We talking about a man.
He's at what school?
Duncanville.
Oh yeah, I saw today they ranked in the top 20 in high school again. Duncanville and some of them other schools you be calling that. What you say? South Shore. What is that school? North Shore is ranked in the top 20. I saw several DeSoto. It was several Texas schools in there.
And I was saying it's a stretch. It's a stretch with Coach Sample. For one, he's living a life right now in Duncanville. Man, I think with Duncanville, he got everything that he wants. And it's crazy they renamed a field after him.
Right.
But he won state title this past season. He got them, he got the proverbial monkey off his back against North Shore because they have played this man 4 out of 5 times and beat this man 3 out of 4. Now, I only thing about this, he is a good recruiter because now he's been a DISD. He graduated from South Oak Cliff. He went to Prairie View, so he knows the swag. One is the age the age factor because he is closer to 70. But the other thing is, does he want to kind of finagle his way down to Houston and take over a program like this? My whole thing about it, yeah, because I'm gonna tell the schools that he had taken since he became the head coach. So when he first became the head coach, became a head coach in high school, he took the Lincoln High School, which is Dallas right. Lincoln, led them. He got them in 1990. So Jason Todd was on the same squad in Lincoln. He coached Jason Todd from 95 to 2000. When he first took over Lincoln High School, we talked about they only probably had like 12 or 13 players.
Well, let me ask you this now. Mm-hmm. Now we know that Billy Nix is the greatest coach that ever, the greatest football coach ever at Prairie View. Prairie View. In your opinion, who is the greatest football coach in the history of Texas Southern? Is it Alexander Durley or who is it? Because I really don't even know. It's Durley.
Durley. But yeah, my whole thing is, yeah, you know, you talking about again, he took over Lincoln with less resources, didn't have no but like 12 to 13 kids, and turned them in 2 to 3 years into a dang on powerhouse in the city of Dallas. Almost went to almost won a state title in Class 4A against Kilgore, lost that game by a blocked field goal in overtime. Then he goes over to Skyline, and when he got to Skyline, he wrecked shop at Skyline. Talking about the same man, Mr. Ford, that had Devontae Kincaid as his quarterback.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was at Skyline.
As at Skyline.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Me ask you this. Is Prairie View going to beat Alabama State this weekend?
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Because
we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, those are three names I got. But I don't know who else. I don't know who Granger's going to get. Who they're going to. Who if first we only know he going to re-sign McKinney to his contract, or who he going to bring in as a football coach, because you told me and everybody else was telling me that Granger is a basketball. He's a basketball mind. He doesn't really have the
that he's all basketball.
He's all
basketball. So that's what I keep asking. Is he even interested in football? Could he? Does he? Remember I asked Dr. Cavill that. Matter of fact, is he on here tonight?
I haven't seen Dr. Cavill.
Oh, Dr. Cavill. But my thing is, can he put, as an athletic director, can he put together a perennial powerhouse at Texas Southern in football?
I think you can. I think you can, because there's a lot of untapped potential in Houston, and there's a lot of untapped potential. Go up 45 in Dallas. Like I said, the main places you got to hit for recruiting in the state of Texas is Dallas-Fort Worth, East Texas for sure, Houston because that's your backyard right there, Central Texas because you got Waco, you got Austin, and if you can, you go into San Antonio. Now with Texas Southern being closer to Louisiana, you probably get a little bit of South Louisiana, like a Lake Charles or Lafayette, but who knows? Those kids probably go to like Louisiana or LSU or something like that. But you have to have your main thing, your main priority is the state of Texas for recruiting. And right. If you can't really get the first three areas that I named, Dallas, Fort Worth, East Texas, and Houston, under your belt, then there's no way for you to be a head coach in this state.
Right.
Like, and when we say hit East Texas, we talk, Mr. Boy, we talk about Marshall, talk about Longview, we talking about little small towns like Dangerfield, you talk about Texarkana, Lufkin, Nacogdoches. those areas right there, Tyler, those areas right there, you got to hit those areas hard because that area has a lot of untapped potential.
Listen, you remember a kid was down at FAMU, they called him, his name was Mario Allen, they called him Super Mario. Wasn't he from Texas?
Mario Allen. That name.
They called him Super Mario. He was down there with Billy Joe. But I thought he was from Texas. I think he came from one of them junior colleges and then went to FAMU. They called him Super Mario. I think he was from Texas.
Mr. Campbell said from Orange, Texas. Okay.
Yeah, I remember him. He could throw that football too.
Yeah, he'd say from the Golden Triangle. Orange, Port Arthur, Beaumont. That area right there.
That's about right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's right. Port Arthur, yeah. Because Ernie Ladd and them was from Port Arthur, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, the next one on the list, I got on the list, they got their pink, that's either getting the pink slip, they got their pink slip already, or they're about to get one. If they don't get that, he don't get his act together. We're gonna go to the little town up north Alabama in Huntsville, right?
Yeah, it ain't no little town no more. I heard they got the greatest growth in Alabama. It's supposed to be the largest city in Alabama now, ain't it?
Well, Huntsville?
Yeah.
Bigger than Birmingham?
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
I don't think anything bigger than Birmingham.
Let somebody look it up, because that's supposed to be the fastest growing city in Alabama. It's supposed to be Huntsville.
Okay. So we don't know what the status of Connor Manor is. Most people said, most diehard, some A&M fans have said, well, he signed to 2025. All right. But after that, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Me and you, Mr. Ford, we talked about this extensively. After that SWAC championship game in the spring of 21, he's regressed. Even when he had a killed glass, he has regrets. Now, he did have one more winning season with a kill. That was his last year. That in 21, I think they went 6-5. I mean, that's the last time they was above 500. But after the kill left, the program regressed. He has inconsistent quarterback play. His defense ain't worth the crap.
No, that's the problem to me.
And that was the main problem. The defense ain't worth nothing.
I'm not impressed with Bowell.
We all know this. The kill glass made Connor Manor.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
hold
on.
But yeah, the kill glass made Connor Manor, right? So since Glass left, there's no way you tell me that you, as a former QB, can develop a quarterback. Not in the way that you were, but in a way that a quarterback needs to be developed.
Yeah.
Mr. Ford finished his call. Hey, you never know what we get on the show right here, man. It's crazy. But I'm gonna be honest with you. The status of Connor Manor and him is pretty much slim. Like, to me, it's very slim. Very slim.
The tickets don't went on sale for the SWAC championship at the FAMU.
It's still on phone, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, that's what I just got a call. They said that the tickets don't went on sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
The tickets don't went on sale.
So Manor at Alabama A&M. I'm gonna say it like this: he loses to Prairie View, he might be out the door. I mean, not Prairie View, but Mississippi Valley. They play them tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, I'm like I told you, I'm a Mainer fan. You know what? It's looking bad down there, man. I still say the biggest problem is that defense coordinator. Yeah, the defense, man. I still say that's the biggest problem.
But my whole thing is when it comes down to it, I'm about to see Connell Maynard what his record is at
he's got to win the record, right?
Alabama A&M.
Yeah.
I'll make sure.
Yeah, I think he got to win the record. And I know he's won a number of Magic City Classics.
That's true. That is true.
He was winning them all until Eddie Robinson came on the scene.
So when he got to Alabama A&M, he was 6-5, so he was second in the East. He was 7 in 2018. 2019, he was 7-5. He was tied for second in the East. 2020, of course, he went undefeated. He won the East. They won the SWAC championship. 21, they went 7-3. He was tied for third because he lost to FAMU, lost to Jackson State. And that year, I think he lost to, if I'm not mistaken, that year he lost to Valley.
Yeah, I think I do remember him losing to Valley.
Last season, so 21, fall 21 is last year with Kill Glass. He is 8-13 right now without a Kill Glass since the Kill Glass left.
For his career?
For the rest of in the last 2 years.
Whoa, I didn't know that. I thought it was better than that.
So now, but his career at Alabama A&M, he's 29-20. So he's like literally keeping afloat.
So you say 9-13 since Akil Glass left.
8-13.
8-13 since Akil Glass left.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And then, of course, he was at Winston-Salem. Like he had a juggernaut. He was 45-6.
Oh yeah, he played for the Division II championship against Valdosta State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's say my boy Mel said, "Let's be honest. The Bethune-Cookman loss was tragic." In his slip ups against Valley, and he called Dooley to hitch a ride.
Yeah, man.
Oh Lord, I'm just saying, is he gonna get his team motivated? If you really want your job, I mean, I'm just saying, you want to keep your job. Like you cannot get beat by lowly Mississippi Valley.
Yeah, he got to shuffle that staff, man. If they give him another year, he got to shuffle that staff. And then too,
I'm gonna be honest with you. A. Bryant, the athletic director for A&M, he has put an investment in not just straight up athletics, but in football. Period. Yeah. Like he's done a lot of things. Renovating the turf, putting on new turf on the field. Yeah. Putting the dog houses in the end zone for the tailgating. Getting a new scoreboard. You got your new convocation center, which is the basketball ring. That's right. That just got finished built. Mm-hmm. Like they are trying to invest heavily in Alabama A&M athletics, especially in that football, because he knows football drives money. Everybody knows if you are an athletic director, unless you are a director at a school that does not have football, you depend more on basketball. Everybody knows football is the main financial driving source for you. So, so my personal opinion about this is you've been there for 5 years. Let's just keep it a buck. You've been there for 5 years. How many years, if JY, you're an Alabama A&M fan, how many years have Connell Maynard won the Magic City Classic? How many times have Maynard beaten Jackson State? How many times have he lost to FAMU? How many times has he lost to what's another game that's big with them as far as the rival game? Of course, he ain't lost those D2 schools. I mean, he hasn't lost to Tuskegee. He hasn't lost to Miles. I mean,
I think the main thing is he got to get that defensive coordinator and defensive staff right. See, when you got them guys like Cornell Maynard who are all offense, sometimes they neglect their defense. Okay?
Yeah.
And so that's why they got to get a really strong person in there to be the defense coordinator, and if possible, bring his own staff. Because their defense to me was terrible. I've never really, they've never had a lockdown type defense to me.
So Jay White was telling me that he got a winning record against Alabama State, even though he lost the last two Magic City Classics. He is 3-3 against Jackson State. What about FAMU? Because I know y'all play FAMU a lot. It's just like, I don't know. Like, to me, this is something that, like, this is the decision of with the AD and see what, it's a see what happens type thing, especially tomorrow night against Valley. You lose, like I said, you lose against Valley. Oh yeah, you lose against Valley, man. You did like that should be automatically disqualified right there.
Well, let me say this: it's not going to be up to Brian.
Okay.
That decision not going. Listen, Williams is all in. You have to know him, Daniel Williams. You have to know him now. He all in. He's a graduate of Fort Valley. I think he went to Ohio State and got his doctorate. He's all into it now. If Williams say he got to go, yeah, he's a football guy. He's a football guy. If Williams say he got to go, he got to go.
Oh, and you ain't never beat FAMU either. You 0-3 against FAMU. Yeah, hey.
Yeah, so like you said, they'll probably make their decision after this Mississippi Valley game. They'll make the decision. Personally, I just like one to reshuffle that defensive staff, and I would like to see him come back.
Yeah, they say like 2-3 or 3-3 against Grambling. So like the teams that's most important, you haven't beaten them.
Yeah.
Here you go, Blue. Here you go, Blue. This is what Blue said. That's the problem. How you gonna hire AD, but don't let your AD cook? You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest issue. If you got an AD and he's doing all the things that an AD is supposed to do, and which is basically to hire and fire and bring in people that, as far as for the athletic program, even though that you as the president, you kind of get the final say because it's your university. I still say that he should be able to bring in the groceries and cook the groceries. So, it is one of the things where it's a wait and see. It's a wait and see. Because what would happen if you keep him there next season he is still the same. The team is still the same. Probably still have the same record right
That's
now.
why I say he got to reshuffle that defensive staff. They got to reshuffle. See, the championship starts with that defense. I've never believed that Bullwell was a championship defensive coordinator. I've never believed that, and I think that that's where they should begin. They need to go out and get a defensive coordinator, and if possible, let him bring his staff.
So, hold on. Oh, yeah. But yeah, and in a sense, it's a good point. If you're the AD, you gotta let me cook. It's almost in the same position. I remember Bill Parcells where he said, "Hey, if you let me shop for the groceries, you gotta let me cook." So, but and we'll get back to Maynard, and that will be something like next week because I'm gonna be honest with you, all the real firing is gonna happen next week.
Yeah. Usually they happen after Thanksgiving weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we already talked about this earlier before. We talked about Buddy Pugh. We talked about Buddy Pugh leaving out of South Carolina State. That's another job that's open right there. I think to me the game passed him by. You know what I'm saying? Like
but now he ain't gonna be too far because they saying he gonna be the AD. So if he gonna be the AD, he's still the architect.
Is he gonna be the permanent AD or is he gonna be an interim? Because if he just gonna,
I think his main thing is that he's gonna pick the successor. Yeah, that's why I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be Coach Berry, because now I know how they think at South Carolina State. They looking for their own people. Now, like you talking about going to get a high school coach, they'll do that at South Carolina State now. They'll go get a high school coach and bring him to South Carolina State as the head coach, and he will be a South Carolina State graduate. They'll do that. They are, they're inbreeders, and they're very successful at inbreeding.
And then, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. He said, Kenneth Berry should make everybody mad to stay where he at.
No, man. There's too much money going to be thrown at him. There's too much money going to be thrown at him. If he goes back, I'll be shocked. I'll be the first one to admit it. I can't see Kenneth Berry going back to Benedict College. There's too many people want him, man. He is the #1 black college coaching prospect.
Yeah. He up there. He is truly up there because he was on there. He was there last year. He was up there last year. After Dame Wilson got hired on at Morgan. He was definitely, I would say that he was definitely up there as far as coaches, being sought after.
Man, speaking of that Wilson guy, that's gonna be a classic in DC this weekend. Man, I'm gonna watch that. That Howard Morgan State game. That's gonna be a classic, man. That's gonna be a hard-hitting game too.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Man, I gotta talk to my boy Craig in a minute. He's texting me on some stuff. Blue said he shouldn't take that Texas Southern job.
He shouldn't take the Texas Southern job?
No, he shouldn't take the Southern
or
job.
the Southern?
The Southern job.
Well, I can understand, because I'm gonna say this again, and I know some of y'all get mad at me by saying this, but see, Roman Banks is the one that destroyed that Southern football program, not Dooley. It was Roman Banks. And my thing is, Roman Banks need to be called on the carpet. Because if he was at a 1A school, when they showed Dooley the door, they would have showed Roman Banks the door too. Because he's the one that destroyed that program, not Dooley. Roman Banks did it.
All right. But yeah, man, it's one of them things where we'll see. And the thing about South Carolina State, they had kept this quiet, so they really haven't said too much anything about that. So it's just one of those.
Well, now let me say this. Buddy into how to name one of them guys on his staff.
He could.
Listen, I could see Buddy naming one of them guys on his staff as the new head coach.
Oh, Blue just did this. They said that Sutter wanted to get rid of Chennis Berry when he was the OC under Dawson Odoms. Yeah,
I remember that. That's the year Willie beat them. Willie was head coach at Prairie View, and they came in the on Southern's homecoming and beat them, and they make some check. Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, I think I agree with Blue. I wouldn't want to.
Well, let me tell you something. If you ain't if you're not a championship coach, man, ain't no need of parking your car up at Florida A&M. Don't park your car at Jackson. Don't park your car at Grambling, and don't park your car at Southern.
All right.
Them jobs are for certain kind of people.
You got your feed. You got static. You might need to turn it down a little bit.
Hold on.
But yeah. Next on the list.
Hey, this guy Jeremiah Clark right here, man. You real funny, man. Yeah, you real funny.
Morehouse.
What about it?
Their job is open. Remember, Coach Wiltshire. Coach Wilson.
Man, Morehouse don't care nothing about no football. Listen, Morehouse and Clark, they play 9 or 10 games. Only thing they concern themselves with, because they're going to get a big crowd at homecoming. When Morehouse and Clark play, we lucky if we got 5,000 people that pay to them. Morehouse don't care nothing about no football. That's why Howard gets on my nerve every time they invite Morehouse up there to D.C. or New York instead of bringing a SWAC school up there that care about football. That's what makes me sick with them. Morehouse don't care nothing about no football.
They in the lineup for a new head coach also.
Listen, the next sucker.
But my whole thing is, it was crazy because he was only on the job for 8 months, and that you didn't get a man a chance. Like, did not give this man no type of chance because like, just shouldn't be on. I don't know. And I understand where you come from, because if you feel like
what you said now?
But now, if you feel like, you feel like they don't care about football, they don't care about football.
Man, listen, Morehouse, Clark, them people, listen, I'm a graduate of Clark. Them schools ain't even worth keeping up with, man. Morehouse got $275 million in their endowment. Don't you know they can have a Division I program if they wanted one? They got more money than Bethune-Cookman. And Bethune-Cookman play Division I sports. No football over in Morehouse. Keep up with them.
If that Morehouse could hire Eric Dooley. Wow, that's funny. Oh, we just had your little soliloquy about Clark Atlanta too. So they don't care about football.
Uh-uh.
They fired that, Willie Slater, like I said, he's a legend, but the game passed him by. Um, so I think we're not gonna get into that because they in the same boat with Morehouse. And then St. Augustine's University, St. Aug over in North Carolina, fired their head coach in the middle of the season. All because basically it said they fired because he played some ineligible players for like a certain amount of plays, and then but the coach, he kind of fired back on the university saying that you didn't give us the adequate, you didn't give us the amenities that we were supposed to have. They was practicing on concrete, which you got to understand. You practicing on concrete, that messes your knees up
Every day, all day.
That messes your knees up. That's why people say don't play street ball because on basketball, because the more the wear and tear you have on your feet and on your knees and your joints, it's excruciating. I'm kind of learning my lesson on that too. But just be honest with you. Like, you got to go, do they care about athletics? Do they care about football? You know what I'm saying? That's something that we all.
You talking about Morehouse?
I mean, St. Augustine, just these other schools in general.
No. Those people that's Division II, CIAA. No.
Now, we did get some names out there. We talked about some names that we can get out there.
Now, I think St. Aug was really good at one time in track and field, wasn't it?
I think so.
Wasn't that man named George Williams? He was putting people in the Olympics. Was that St. Augustine? St. Augustine in Raleigh, right? Where is that? Is this school in Raleigh?
I think is it in Raleigh, or is it outside of Raleigh?
I think it's in Raleigh. It's Shaw and St. Augustine are both in Raleigh, right?
Let me see.
Yeah, Ronald Hunt said yes, and both of them in Raleigh.
Yeah, Raleigh.
Shaw is in Raleigh and St. Augustine. Yeah, I remember St. Augustine. That guy, he was a track coach named George Williams. He was putting kids in the Olympics.
It's just one of them things where I don't know, man. Do you care about football? Do you care about just athletics? Not just get rid of it,
Yeah, that's what I say. Because I think they just have, just like I said, their concern is maybe 2 games. The homecoming game, they know that they'll get a big crowd, and then they play Clark and Morehouse will play each other. They might get 5,000 paid attendance. They might.
Yeah, so no, let's touch back on this right here. It's let's touch back on this with Duke. And I know you say you didn't want to really talk about it because yesterday's news, but now we talked about this last night on Timona's play on Timona's channel last night. The way that you first off tell the kids, hey, I ain't your coach no more. You tell your assistants, hey, I'm not the head man in charge no more. And then you go back a couple hours later, you walk you back and say, look, I am not fired or nothing like that. But of course, the school wanted to control the narrative, so that's the reason why they put it out today. They put it out, they put it out later on yesterday. But to be honest with you, like, and everything, like we said, that's the things that it was said about Dooley. Like, look, he wasn't supposed to start Harold Blood. Harold Blood did not want Harold Blood to be the starter. They want Noah Bowden to be the starter. Why? Because Noah Bowden transferred in from Grambling. He was more of the hype, you know what I'm saying? He was more of the hyped up quarterback in a sense. They wanted him to start. You turn around and they say give up the play calling duties. Okay. Because if you really think about it, you really look at it, the play calling was kind of like it was stale. It was morebound. Like you couldn't really. It was the play calling was predictable. It was predictable.
Well, the biggest thing was he didn't make on game adjustments.
He didn't do that.
Okay, whatever you took from him, he would continue to do the same thing over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I said one of the things that really I didn't understand was you had Willie Totten on your staff, as you stated earlier, and you didn't utilize him. I know he was the quarterback coach, but he's an offensive mind.
Yep.
And you didn't utilize Willie Totten? That makes no sense at all.
Well, no, it didn't make no sense whatsoever. So, in a sense, okay, let me give y'all a rundown of Dooley's record since he's been a head coach. So his first year was 2018 at Prairie View. He went 5-6. Okay. Now, we talked about when Willie was the head coach of Prairie View, Willie pretty much put had a blueprint of how to win with, not with not as much. I'm not gonna say Prairie View they had very little because they got a little bit more than what everybody else has. All right. So 2017, that was Willie Simmons last year. They was 6-5. The year before that, they was 7-4. The year before that, they was 8-2. Okay. Dooley takes over. He goes 5-6 with the same team that Willie put together in 20, while he was there. 2019, he goes 6-5. So he was tied for second in the West. 2020, COVID year, he was 2-1. And remember, they shut their season down because a lot of the kids had got COVID. And then 2021, in the fall of 21, he went 75. He was tied for first in the West. They go to the SWAC championship game, which was a good defensive game against Jackson State. I give them that. But as far as offense went, they didn't get it. Now the big, remember it was a big fuss about him going to Southern. It was a big fuss about him saying that it seemed like he had checked out of the SWAC championship game because his mind was going, I think his mind was going on to Southern University, Baton Rouge. That he was already, he already made his mind up that he was going to go to Baton Rouge. Last season he goes 7-5. He was 5-3, tied for first in the West. It was really a three-way tie, but remember, Prairie View and Texas Southern lost on the last day of the season. He gets in by technicality. And then this season, he's 5-5. He's 4-3, but he's mathematically eliminated from winning the West again. So since he's been at Southern, he has regressed. And you can say that, and people can say, well, They were just in the SWAC championship game last season. Was they really supposed to be in the SWAC championship game last season? They really wasn't. So now, because ego and you being complacent, also the fact that you wanted to do things your way got you fired. I'm just saying, just like that. It got you fired. It happened. It started last season with Deshaun McCray being your quarterback. He threw you into games, threw you out of games. A lot of the fan base didn't like it. They didn't like the person you picked for QB, where you had a capable QB sitting on the bench, and you did a disservice to him. And you put, you only put him in the game. You only put him in the game because of the simple fact that you were losing by so much. You would lose. I think it was what was scored? It was like a lot to a little.
Yeah, it was a big score.
It was a big score.
Yeah.
You lose by 30-some points.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He was gonna he spotted you like 20-something, he spotted you like 26. But at that moment, the damage was already done. There was the damage was already done. You should have made that, like Mr. Ford said, you should have made that adjustment early in the game. You about to get up 21 points. All right, McCray, sit down. You're not doing hot. McDaniel, let's go. Maybe the game would have been more competitive if you put Bubba McDaniel in there. The game would have been a little bit more. The season would have been a little bit more competitive if you played McDaniel early on in the season, when you knew you had issues and trouble with McCray because his accuracy was terrible. He's only 5'11". He did not read. He was not good at reading the field. It was a lot of things with him. It was a lot of things with McCray that we as a couch coach, like everybody would say, can see that with 4 eyes right there.
Well, I hope they put on a good showing in the Value Classic. I'd like to see a good game. My thing is, I want Southern to bring a championship coach who can, return them to being a perennial power and a SWAC champion, and and do battle with TC, and do battle with my man at Florida A&M, Willie Simmons, do battle with Eddie Robinson. That's what I like for Southern. And like they say, I ain't crying over no spilled milk now. But my thing is, go get a champion. Go get a champion to lead your program. That's what I'm looking for. Go get a champion. FAMU had Earl Holmes, who to me was the worst FAMU coach I'd ever seen in my life. Okay? But they made up by going and getting Willie Simmons. Now, people barely remember that Earl Holmes was the head coach at Florida A&M. Because Willie Simmons is a winner and a champion. And listen, that's what I want Southern to go get. A winner and a champion.
I mean, that's true. You get those. You get a winner and a champion.
It
just who is going to want to take that job? Because Southern ain't for the weak. It ain't for the
Neither is Jackson State, neither is FAMU, neither is Grambling. No, neither is North Carolina A&T. If you're not a champion, you ain't gonna stay there, baby. You ain't gonna stay at them places. No, you ain't gonna stay there. You can, because I keep telling y'all, when you talk about them schools like Jackson, FAMU, Southern, Grambling, A&T, they got smart football fans. Them guys know, these people know the game. They know the game. I've been among all their fans. They know the game.
Yeah, man. It's you gotta be able to navigate. First of all, getting that job for Southern, first of all, I mean, when it comes down to the recruiting, right? It ain't all about just recruiting South Louisiana. It's about recruiting the whole state of Louisiana. You talking about the North. You talking about going to the Atchafalaya. You talking about New Orleans. You talking about Lake Charles, Lafayette. We talking about Monroe, Alexandria. We talking about the whole state of Louisiana. Not only that, but you better go to that Mississippi coast and get some kids there too. And you gotta step into Texas and that Golden Triangle to get some kids.
I was about to say, historically, Texas was always good to Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Southern has always pulled a lot of kids. I don't know if they're doing it now or did they discontinue that or what, but I remember when I was in the SWAC, when I was at Grambling went into Texas, went into Houston and Dallas and got a lot of players. So did Southern. Texas was real good to Southern University throughout the history of that program. Now, I don't know how it is today, but I can remember at one time, there are a lot of players from Southern. They were from Houston. I mean, they were from Texas.
Mm-hmm. So, like, if you don't recruit them spots right there, then you don't, Coach Greenwald is like, man, he could recruit South Louisiana. You got to recruit the whole state, not just a section of the state. You got to recruit the whole state. Like, you just can't be within just that one little old bubble. You got to be able to recruit that whole state.
Dr. Cavill on here. Hey, Doc, is your coach fired or what? Is your coach fired or what?
We go get Dr. Cavill on.
What's going on now? Is he fired or what y'all doing? And by the way, can you give us some names of somebody y'all looking at? Consider Jay Hobson? Would you consider Art Browse?
That's the name right there, Art Browse. He got his he got,
Dr. Cavill says no, fired. He is not fired. Okay.
No, but
I think your running back is the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. That Ladarius Owens, that kid is the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year.
I think so.
Now, I know our man Fam probably gonna get it though. The quarterback Moose is probably gonna get it. You said Grambling never comes to Leesville? Wait a minute. Leesville had that guy that went to the Jet. Is that Eddie Fuller now? Wait a minute, there's another guy. Wasn't there somebody named Johnny Hector? Wasn't he from Leesville? Leesville is where that big prison is, right?
Say yeah.
Well, hey, Mr. John Roy, I know about a bunch of schools. You see what he said? I'm confused. Mr. Ford said he's a Grambling alum and talks only Southern.
Oh, yeah,
Southern knows.
Cecil Collins
like
from LSU. I knew that name sound. I knew that town sound familiar. Cecil Collins.
Yeah, and there's some more backs come out of Leesville. I remember Leesville. There was another guy. I thought the guy Johnny Hector went to was he? No, he might not have. I can't.
Oh, I ain't had no pink slip, but I did put out some names for Texas Southern if they want to go get some people, Coach Walker. But I did put out some names for some people. to me, you got to go into the state. You know, if that is the case for Texas Southern, you have to go into the state of Texas for that. You might have to go to the hospital, right? Because I don't know who will take that. Who will take the position at Texas Southern if that is so happen to come about? That's the main question.
Dan Mullen making all that money with ESPN. You think he ain't interested in coaching? All that money he making with ESPN? Why would he do that?
I'm gonna tell you like this, Mr. Ford. It's all Jimbo's Fisher fault.
Man, Jimbo Fisher been pathetic for years. Man, shoot. I've never been impressed with him. I remember that year that they spent all that money on them kids. I knew them kids was gonna leave. He's never been impressive no way. He went down there to Florida State, and Jameis Winston and them won him that national championship, and they didn't do nothing afterwards.
He got paid.
Yeah, he got paid. Then he goes over into Texas A&M. They give him what, $95 million or $75 million? What they give him?
It really. So his extension was. So he originally signed for like, I think it was like 30 or 40 or something like that. And then the season, because of the 2 seasons that he had, they signed it to it. They extended him. And it's just one of them things where I'm like, why would you extend him all this dang on money? And he's in the SEC West. He's not going to give you. he's not going to give you a national championship at the West because, for one, you still got to deal with Alabama in that SEC West. But
yeah, and LSU too.
So
Yeah. Well, I like Corey Mack. You're right. He can recruit. But he never impressed me as no tactician or game manager. None of that. I never.
He never did. He never was gonna get that head coach job with LSU either.
What about? I was surprised they're not even considering Bobby Petrino, are they?
Who?
Because Texas A&M, are they considering him?
No.
I don't think they even considering him. Because he was the offense coordinator this year. The guy that used to be the coach at Maryland was the defensive coordinator.
You just said his name.
Is it DJ something?
Something like that. Yeah, 76. Yeah, he's signed a 10 years, $75 million contract. But he also had incentives and everything else in his contract. So,
there it is, DJ Durkin. That's the defense coordinator down there. Yeah, DJ was at Maryland when a kid died. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was at Ole Miss, I think. So that's who probably gonna get that job. Is that guy at Ole Miss? What's his name?
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin probably gonna get that Texas A&M job, unless them people decide that bring him. He'll be the successor to when Saban gets ready to leave. But he might get that job.
Mel Tucker is not gonna be not gonna be a head coach anymore. He messed that stuff up. Yeah. He messed that up for himself right there. He
can go down there and be the defense coordinator at LSU. They're looking for a defense coordinator.
So in 2021, they extended Jimbo's contract. So he was to be paid $9 million annually. So he was close to being paid. He was about to get paid Nick Saban money. So if he was to be fired without cause before December 1st, 2021, he would have been owed $95.6 million, the largest buyout clause in college football history. That's the reason why they let him coach, continue coaching. If you terrible, continue coaching. Let that buyout go down a little bit more until we just say go home.
What is it? Texas A&M or Texas has the largest number of millionaires in their alumni? Is it A&M or is it Texas?
I think it's Texas.
Yeah, I know it's one of them.
I say both of them. I don't care. So
yeah, because it's a lot of oil money in that alumni.
That oil money.
Yeah. Now that guy Duke is good. His name is Mike Elko, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That guy's good.
UTSA, Jeff Traylor. I don't think he's going anywhere with Jeff Traylor as the head coach of UTSA. I think he building a perennial, trying to build a perennial power down there in San Antonio. But yeah, man, I still say it was Jimbo's fault because you go out there, you blow out Mississippi State. Not only did you blow out Mississippi State, you get fired the next day, and then turn around the next day after that, he gets fired from Mississippi State.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that? Was it Zach Arnett?
Zach Arnett.
Yeah,
he was only on the job for 1 year, and that's because that was only because Mike Leach had passed away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was Leach's defensive coordinator.
Well, he should have stayed where he was at. Defense could
yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Who they gonna get?
That'll be interesting. Be real funny too.
Huh?
I said that Egg Bowl gonna be real interesting too.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm really looking for Ole Miss to blow them out though. I'm thinking Ole Miss will blow them out.
But yeah, we got some. Let's see what we got, man. Look, I wasn't handing out pizzas, but it was some pizzas that might be getting handed out early, or they might be in the mail or sent through an email. They just waiting to hit send on there. But
yeah, you're right. Like you said, it's a lot of people still auditioning for their jobs. We'll know a lot after Thanksgiving weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we'll find out a lot.
Yeah. We'll figure out. I'm gonna tell you a job that nobody's gonna get right now. That's Tennessee State job. Eddie George got that job locked up. Independent, even whoever the new president's gonna be, he's not gonna go anywhere because he is too, like I said, he is too invested with Tennessee, with Nashville. Of course, another person who ain't going nowhere is Trey Oliver. He's been a perennial power down in Durham with North Carolina Central.
Yes, he has.
Of course, with Chennisberry, we won't know until after he's out of the playoffs in Division II. You got Coach Teddy Keaton over at Allen University, who might be a good look, but I think he's going to continue his mission over there at in is that Blythewood? Allen University. That's Blythewood, right?
I'm not sure.
But it's Columbia though.
Yeah, Columbia. The capital city. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A name you might want to look out for is Toriano Morgan. He's the head coach right now at Edward Waters, and he got them looking good.
Yeah, he does.
He had them looking
good. He has the guy that used to be at Bethune-Cookman. He's on that staff.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Jenkins. Is his offensive coordinator.
Yep. So look at this is the FIAC, man. You got of course you got Sam Shade over at Miles. Look what he has done. They was 1-9 last season, and they was probably one game away from going to the championship game.
Right.
To get that rematch with Benedict. Sean Gibbs, of course, that's the name that's always been circulated around. You still got Quinn Gray ain't going nowhere because he built he's getting foot in that program at Albany State. So there are some schools that have good coaches where you can actually go and see what these coaches are all about. But I'm gonna be honest with you, in the SWAC, the first person that's a hot commodity right now in the SWAC is Willie Simmons.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. But I don't think Willie going nowhere.
He ain't going. I don't think he's going anywhere. But
I don't think he's going nowhere, man. I think Willie's at home.
Now, if it's still in Florida, and the price is right in Florida, I ain't say he gonna dip out, but money talk.
Yeah, that's true. But I think this is Willie's dream job, man. You're right. Money does talk, but I think that's his dream job, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's, they say he got 5 members of his family are graduates of Florida A&M. He's got uncles and aunts who graduated from Florida A&M. So,
yeah, too.
Yeah, and his son, wasn't his son the SGA president or something?
I don't even know, man. I didn't hear about that.
Where's Mr. You know what I'm talking about? Where Mr.
Campbell?
Mr. Campbell? He the record book, ain't it, for Florida A&M?
But yeah, it's like you said, we won't know anything until after Bayou Classic. We really won't know anything until after the SWAC championship game. I mean, to be honest, after, and I know that's like 3 weeks away, but of course, because the actual regular season ends this week, well, technically for us, it ends this weekend. Louisiana schools, it ends next weekend. Bama State ends next weekend. Won't know until you probably won't know until either this coming Sunday or the following Sunday.
Did you give me a score on Bama State and Prairie View?
No, I have not. I'd say with Bama State, Prairie View. If Prairie View gonna win this game, they have to at least try to air it out a little bit. I'd say pass for 300-400 yards, but to test those DBs, because that front seven is gonna clog everything up in the middle.
You're talking about for Prairie View?
Mm-hmm. For Alabama State, the defensive line gonna clog everything up in the
middle. Oh yeah. And they play fundamentally good football, good defense.
They play good defense.
They play good defense.
Now, I've said this before. I see Alabama State being the 2000 Ravens. All you got to do is offense spot me 14 points, and the defense is going to take care of the rest. That's it.
Yeah. Now, did you hear that? Next year, Alabama State is playing FAMU for homecoming.
Yep, I heard that yesterday. I was like, oh, they chose violence.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pack. That could be for the SWAC.
Well, it all depends, because remember, we're gonna play them. We're not playing them early in the season no more. We're gonna play them in the middle.
Okay,
so October. That could be October. That could be a gauntlet for. That's a gauntlet right there. You say
they got some big games coming in there.
Mm-hmm. Some head coaches, some other head coaches. Johnson C. Smith got a good head coach. I think that's Coach Flowers. Alvin Parker III over at Virginia Union. Henry Frazier over at Virginia State. Now Frazier knows the SWAC. He knows the SWAC in and out. Back and forth.
He does. He'd be a good one.
He's a good one right there. So it might be some coaches coming in from the SIAC, yo.
Because remember, Pete Richardson came in from the CIAA.
He did, and he
He
wrecked
came
shop.
from Winston-Salem.
And he wrecked shop. And he did not. It took a long time for him to get that grip from Pete Richardson and them Jaguars.
Yeah, man. His first 10 years was a gun, man. That man, he had a chokehold on black college football, man.
Yeah,
That guy was something else, man.
And I think that's the reason why people. I think when Chennis Berry became the head coach of Benedict, like his first year he took some lumps, and then the last 2 years that train ain't stopped rolling.
Yeah.
And I think if he did, let's just say for it, just to be saying, if Southern says, hey, he's the head coach, he has the ability and the knowledge now of knowing what to do and what not to do.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, that's my choice. I hope he gets it. I think it elevates the SWAC. Like I said, for people talking about Willie gonna dominate for 10. Listen, if Chennis Berry get down there in that bluff, he ain't gonna dominate for 10. He ain't gonna dominate down there he ain't gonna dominate no SWAC for 10 years.
But I would say this though, and I'm gonna let y'all in on with Willie Simmons, and then we're gonna roll up out of here. Willie Simmons, ever since he became the head coach, where he's at Prairie View, the man ain't never had to lose a season.
Willie's a smart guy, man. Willie finished college in 3 years, didn't
he? Mm-hmm. At Clemson.
Yeah, there's a guy. I don't know if this guy went to Clemson or something. He does these booklets. He says that Willie should be at a Division I school. It's a guy. I think Willie coached this guy somewhere. Either he coached him at Middle Tennessee State or he coached him somewhere. But the guy has a publication. Mm-hmm. And he's real high on Simmons. He's saying that Willie should be, on the Power 5 level or on the G5 level. I'm just happy that he at FAMU, man. I'm happy that the guy at FAMU.
And then he gets to FAMU. The man ain't never had to lose a season.
Yeah, Will is about something, man. Because I'm gonna tell you something. After Billy Joe was forced out at FAMU, man, they went through those duds. They had this guy named Reuben Carter. He was terrible. Then they brought in Joe Taylor. He tried to get it right, but they ran him out. Then they made the worst mistake. Well, the second, they hired the linebacker. I called out earlier. What was his name? Played for the Steelers.
Earl Holmes.
Earl Holmes. Probably the worst FAMU coach in history. Then after Earl came Alex Woods. Alex like he had forgot how to coach. So they went through, let's see, they ran Billy Joe off in 2003. Willie Simmons came in 2016 or 2017?
Willie went to FAMU in 2018.
Okay.
So they went 2016, he was over at Prairie View.
Yeah, they went about 15 years with dud coaches, man. I mean, they were terrible. Revitalized that program. You got to remember, FAMU went through a period of 80 years, and out of 80 years, they only had 12 losing seasons. Yeah. So I'm happy for FAMU to have that guy. I want the same thing for Southern. I want the same thing for Grambling. I want the same thing for Jackson. I want the same thing for Bama State, Prairie View, all of them. I want them to have outstanding coaches, man.
I'm trying to find the years that the coaches, the record for FAMU. Because after that 6-5 season in 2018, 2019, he went 9-2.
Yeah, that's the year you had Kadarius Hodge. One of the games they lost, I saw that game. They lost to Grambling in Dallas. This when I think Kincaid was the quarterback at that time at Grambling. Because I watched that game. That Hodge kid is now with the Atlanta Falcons. He's a wide receiver.
They're hard, yeah, for Prairie.
Yeah. He was on that team that you're talking about, that 9-2 team. He was on that team. He had a wide receiving core that was awesome, man.
Yeah, when he got the it's this man, look, he was 9-2. He got in 2019, he was at FAMU. I don't think the only reason why he was top, he was first, but because they had APR issues, they was disqualified from going to the
I remember
to the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, I remember that. That's when he had Ryan Stanley. He had Ryan Stanley as his quarterback.
2020,
yeah, I remember.
They have a team because that was COVID. MEAC didn't have football. But they didn't want to play football. There was only a certain amount of teams that played football in the MEAC that year. 21, he goes 9-3. 22, he goes 9-2. 23, he goes 9. He's 9-1 right now.
Yeah.
That man ain't had, since he's been in the sweat, that man ain't had a losing season yet. He's only lost 6 games. 6 games since joining the sweat. Right now.
I told y'all last summer what them people told me. I told you I ran up on all them rattlers and I said, what y'all laughing and grinning about? And they talking about Dion gone and it's Willie time. You remember I told you about that?
You did say that.
Yeah.
This man is 21-1 right now in the sweat. No, 21-2. 21-2 in the sweat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Only 2 losses was to Jackson State.
Yeah. That's why we need to go move that boy Chillis Berry to the Bluff. We got to get Chillis Berry at the Bluff.
Oh, Lord.
Please.
Like, that man know how to win. And he wins with the talent that he has because he recruits Florida. He just don't recruit just one part of Florida. The man recruits the whole state. Panhandle, down in Miami, the Glades, Jacksonville, Tampa, St. Pete. He knows how to recruit that whole state. And he gets kids.
He do.
And the kids love him. They understand him. That's the same thing when with the young coaches, like with TC, the kids can understand the kids. He's going out there recruiting Mississippi. That's something that we haven't done. Like it's just one of them things where, like, when you come down to it, you might need that infuse some young blood up in there.
And you know what, Doc? We got to play up that Larry Scott guy too now. Larry Scott did a job up there at Howard, man.
I give Larry Scott his credit. That's
right.
He's taking the team where out of 130 years of football, they only had 3 wins. They only had 3 conference championships.
That's at Howard.
At Howard.
Yeah, because like I told everybody the other day, I haven't seen Howard look this good since the Steve Wilson era. When Jay Walker was there, when Ted White was there, I haven't seen it. It was the 90s. When they looked this good and playing like that, I ain't seen them look this good in years, man.
The last team that looked good again was the 90s with Ted White. I remember Ted White.
Ted White was the truth, man. Now, you didn't see Jay Walker quarterbacked the team that was undefeated. Do you remember that?
93, right?
It was 93 and 94. Because they played North Carolina A&T on television on BET. It was North Carolina A&T's homecoming. Both of them were undefeated. Yeah. Like I said, I ain't seen Howard look this good in years, man. I mean, man.
And
So if they beat Morgan, they come to the Celebration Bowl, right?
outright. No matter what Central does in that game against Delaware State.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get that guy some credit, man. That guy Larry Scott, man. Listen, bro. That dude was putting in some work, man.
Yeah, so they go to the Celebration Bowl. Central goes in if Morgan beats Howard, and then Morgan goes in if they beat Howard and Central loses. And
I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, man. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. That's that DMV football, man. They going to go at it, man. That game's in D.C., too. That's going to be a hard-fought game.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they could have took that to Audi Field or somewhere.
Yeah, they need to. That will be a good game over at there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me. That's the reason why we couldn't say. I really couldn't say that Central had the MEAC wrapped up. It was too early.
I thought I did. I thought they had it wrapped up. I did. I thought Central had it wrapped up, man. I did.
They owed them like that game y'all watched on Saturday. That was personal.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was. That's right. It was personal.
It was personal. And for them to be at 48 and he go for 2 to get that 50 piece, like that was straight up personal. They took that personally. They took it personally to the fact that where Oliver said that they co-championship rings was clash rings. They took it personally. He also, when he said,
yes, they did.
Why would you want to see this? Why would you want to see this game, a rematch in this game? Why? And I understand because it's pandering and talking to the camera, but them dudes took it personally up on Southwest DC.
Yes, they did, bro. Hey, Emmett Jones, Cam Newton and his brother made the dumbest decision they could make when they pulled Kalen out of Howard and sent him to Auburn. That was the stupidest thing they could have done. Did he catch 2 passes at Auburn? Because they wouldn't let him play quarterback. They put him in wide receiver. And Blue on it. Ask Blue what happened to Kalen Newton.
I had him play wide receiver, I think.
Yeah, didn't he end up at William and Mary?
Mm-hmm.
I think he left Auburn and went to William and Mary or somewhere. He went wherever Mike London is. Where's Mike London?
London is at William and Mary.
I think he went there as a wide receiver or something. Blue, can you hear us? Something on there about Kalen Newton. He was the Black College Player of the Year. They pulled him out of Howard and sent him to Auburn. And it turned out to be the dumbest decision they could have made.
I wouldn't even hold on, Willie. I wouldn't even bring Dooley as an OC over at Jackson State. No. His offensive play caller is not innovative. It is no. No. But we on the countdown. See who's gonna be the next coach at Southern.
Like you said, we'll know something after. It'll probably be in January. Wait a minute. Okay, November.
Nah, you want to do it before the early signing period.
Yeah, but sometimes we at our school we mess around and don't hire people to January and February. You know how we do things.
Well, we gonna get up on out of here. So all the other coaches, man, make sure you ain't got no pink slip going into your mailbox or in your email right now. But as always, it's good to have you on here, Mr. Ford.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably be back on Friday.
Right.
Friday afternoon before I go to class. I mean, not class, before I go to work at 4 o'clock to do my game predictions and stuff. So I know you'll probably listen to it.
Yeah,
So
listen. So you're gonna go on during the day?
Yeah, because for the next 4 days I work 4 to midnight.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and then on that Sunday, I should be doing my I should do my weekend recap Sunday at noon. So
okay,
get all the games going out, and then after that we get into that Bayou Classic because that's what's coming up.
Yeah, that's what's coming.
Man,
it's gonna be some. Yeah, it's gonna be some good games this Saturday, man. There's some good games this Saturday. I think that the Howard Morgan game is at 1 o'clock. I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and then FAMU Bethune is 3:30. Mm-hmm. Jackson Alcorn is at 3 o'clock. I think.
Yeah, for 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central.
Yeah, man, we got some good games to watch this weekend. We got some good games to watch.
So yeah, we shall see what's going on. We shall see what's up by the end of Saturday.
Oh yeah.
But if we on Sunday, I'm gonna be on Sunday. You'll jump on. We can get into all the stuff from Saturday afternoon.
Okay, I'll be right here. Have a great one now. Okay.
You too. So if you ain't got a pink slip in your box, you are safe right now. But as always, make sure that you like the stream. Man, we had up to almost 90-some folks up in here. We should have at least 100 likes right now. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure let's get something else going on, man. Put out an initiative, man. Look, let's get to the donations because December the 2nd is just around the corner. That is when the SWAC championship game is. Try to have everything bottled up and good to go by at least November the 21st. If not, we extend it to the end of next week to by Friday of next week because we're trying to get everything squared away by before I leave out on that Thursday. I'm leaving out Thursday afternoon, and basically I'm leaving out because that's when my mom gets off of work. So I'm leaving out that afternoon. So make sure y'all just get the money rolling. If you don't want to send it through here, you can send it through the PayPal, you can send it through the Zelle. It's on the ticker right now. And if you just want to just donate to the channel, you can always hit the super chat and do it from that way. But I am leaving out on the November the 30th to get down to Tallahassee. To get down to Tallahassee, I'm leaving on November 30th. It's a 12-hour. It's going to be a 12-hour drive for us. So now, if Prairie View wins on Saturday and Alcorn loses on Saturday, Prairie View is the representative for the West, and that means Trayvon Conley's grandma is going to be riding with us. My mom and his grandma are real good friends, so she gonna be riding with us. But other than that, we're gonna try to leave out of this thing on November the 30th around about 4 or 5. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not trying to drive on December 1st. That's a Friday. I'm not trying to do no driving on that day because I want to be fresh and ready to go for Saturday and to do all the good things on Saturday, and then Sunday be well rested and leave out Sunday to get back here to Dallas. But if you want to, man, don't be stingy, don't be stubborn. Let's hit the cash out. Let's flex your boy so we get up all down there. All right. But appreciate everybody for jumping on. We'll be back on this thing on Friday afternoon at noon to do predictions for Saturday's games in the MEAC and the SWAC and Division II playoff with Virginia Union playing on this weekend. Benedict College does have a bye week this week, so they won't play until Thanksgiving weekend. That'll be their first game. But we'll get into all that on Friday. But like I said, make sure you tune in on Friday. This has been HBCU Tonight, episode 53. I hope I ain't got a pink slip. I hope nobody ain't seeing me no pink slip right now. But make sure this is in conjunction with HBCU Overdrive. I am your boy, Doc Holliday, the voice of HBCU culture. This is where HBCUs matter. Make sure you like, stream, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Hit me up on all social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. And also hit the cash app, hit the donation button where we get this thing as far as getting this thing going. Great show tonight. Hope nobody else don't get fired. I don't like firing folks, but hey, you ain't doing your job. I got to put my manager hat on and you might be gone. But as always, man, look, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Because again, one day you're here and the next day you're gone. Be back on here 12 o'clock, noon, Friday. Make sure y'all tune in on your lunch break and share this with folks. But we are at this thing. Peace.